I see, but
She's,
let me go back to you though. I want to talk about what were you doing to get to the point to get to Mark Ronson? Like you said, you were writing songs and you got a deal. How did that even happen?
Look, I was just kind of it's I guess writing songs and playing live in venues and that around Melbourne. Melbourne has an amazing music scene, and like I guess there's just playing with talented musicians around there and doing little gigs here and there. And I ended up getting this guy Marlon Gunawardana actually heard what I was doing, and he started an independent label in Melbourne. And so through that, you know how those situations always are. You got one label here and one label there, and we ended up sort of doing the across the border cross thing. It's noisy in here, isn't it? And I guess from there on, I just kept recording songs, and that was like a privilege I've been given. I've been given the opportunity to record music, so I just got everything off my chest, and then I guess from there on in, it was just a matter of kind of like who likes it, who wants to listen to it. If you want to make let me make an album, then give me a record deal. So that was what ended up happening.
And what was the first song you guys worked on together? Was it for his album Here Comes the Fuzz?
It was, and it was a song called it was She's Got Me. Yeah, from Here Comes the Fuzz. Which that's going back now, isn't it? That was an Average White Band. It had an Average White Band sample replayed in it, and it went. That was the first thing we did. Then I remember we were playing around with a lot of beats back then on the MPC, and we ended up cutting up some Devo song. I think that was way back. Anyway, that's a whole other boring story.
No, not at all. A lot of people need to know about it. And then you man. And what's this right here? Every time I'm talking to you, I see this. What's this going on?
This says for love or money in Latin. Means absolutely nothing. I was just young and stupid as a kid, and thought it meant something deep back then. Nah. It's
working on for version. You guys did the Smiths cover. You did Stop Me. Now, was that your idea, his idea, collaborator? How did that even come about?
I think his album, he was kind of like, I remember when he was making that, he was kind of making it for fun almost. I mean, he was like putting his favorite songs together and sort of, almost like just because it was, he was bored. I don't know. And so he ended up having this idea to do, that song because it's so far from what we ended up making it. He called me up, and it was definitely his idea to do it. And it was interesting because I heard it, and I was never really a huge fan of the Smiths. I kind of knew a few of their songs, but when I heard it, it was like, oh, okay, cool. I'll definitely be singing it a lot different from Morrissey, but let me give it a try. So we ended up doing it. We never knew it, would sort of do so well in England. You never do. But it was good fun. It's a great album, actually.
And we'll talk about you now. You're a white guy that sings soul music. Have you felt a backlash from being that?
You know what? It's weird because, like, for me, well, my album is kind of like, there's so many different shades to my album. There's so many different influences that I grew up on, like, that I think kind of like to say that you're that type of a singer is almost like restricting in a certain way. Like, I don't ever think of myself as, this is my genre or this is like the kind of music I do, because I think, people put out songs all the time, and we're always just trying to get something off our chest, So I think as far as the backlash goes, I don't think I've ever classed myself as like a soul singer. I just happened to sort of fall into that genre almost by accident. It's kind of like the music I sing and the music I write happens to be like that. But I don't think there's ever been any I've never felt any backlash, But who knows? Maybe there is, and I don't know about it.
No, see, I just messed this guy's whole life up. No. And on the album, any other features besides Wale and anyone else?
It's really just it's me on every song, and then me and Wale did a song, and then Mark Ronson's producing it, and the Dap Kings, and Sean Lennon plays guitar on a couple of songs. Which is incredible. There's a couple other people, but it's a heavy album, so definitely go and buy it.
That's cool, man. To get Sean Lennon, what made you want to grab him to put him on the album? And what song is he on?
Sean's just I met Sean through Mark, and he's an incredible guitarist, and he's on a song called For Your Money, and this guitar solo it's amazing, and he plays guitar on another song called Red. He's just like a really talented guy. I've always wanted to collaborate with him, so that's kind of that's how it all happened.
That's great. Well, it's great meeting you, man. We look forward to the show, and you guys are gonna get to see it too. Make sure you get the album and enjoy the States, man.
Thank you.